I chair the Hopkinton Democrats. I'm glad that we've had 3 of our select board members out here today too. They have a meeting they can get to in a few minutes, but it's my privilege to introduce you to our Senate President and our Senator, Karen Spilka. Thank you.
Thank you, Darlene, and thank you to all the folks that are here. It's wonderful because I do see a lot of Hopkinton people, I see Holliston people, I see Ashland people, I see people beyond just what this district would cover, and it really shows how the Metro West turns out for the Democrats to help support them, to ensure that they get elected, re-elected, and continue our priorities and values. I saw Carmen Gentile from Framingham, state rep. Prior State Senator Dave Mignani, my predecessor, great to see you. We saw Priscilla Sousa, candidate also for state rep. We have some wonderful candidates, and I'm really excited about the possibilities in the State House, and James clearly is one of them. We need to make sure that James gets elected, comes to the State House, joins the Metro West team. His priorities are really in line with all of us in the Metro West. He has a great background, his skills, abilities, professional experience, really on target. He'll hit the ground running there. So whatever we can do, make sure he gets elected, and I want to thank you all for coming out. I especially want to thank our U.S. Senator, Ed Markey. Never a stranger to the Metro West region. He knows it like the back of his hand. He's been coming out here for years, for decades. He's always here to support us, do whatever he can to help, whether it be for elections, for our roads, bridges, education, infrastructure, whatever it is there for us. And I just want to personally thank him so much for always doing that and really fighting in Washington, which we know is not all that easy right now, but putting up a hard fight. So please put your hands together and give a warm welcome. Oh, okay. And also, I just want to also give put your hands together. I suppose I was supposed to introduce and turn it over to our candidate, our wonderful candidate. Please do what you can. Talk to your friends, neighbors, even if they're not your friends or neighbors. Tell them to vote for James Arena-DeRosa for state rep.
All right. I'm delighted to be here in Hopkinton. Thank you all for coming. It's so great to see you all. Certainly want to thank, it's an honor to have Senator Markey here today with us. Special thanks to Karen Spilka, who was our headliner for a fundraiser, enabled us to do our last media buy. So thank you so much for that last week. And we have had outstanding representation. She snuck in, Karen. My good friend who has been so supportive, and I'm so appreciative of her. She just was an outstanding representative, and I hope to continue to learn from her in the months ahead if I'm successful. I'm going to talk just for 2 minutes, and we'll get the headliner on to say a few words as well. We have a challenging time. I just want to thank Darlene and Amy and the Hopkinton Democrats. They've been so kind to me. I don't know if Connor was able to make it. I know he's trying to run the election back and he said he'd stop in. But you know, this last few weeks have been great. Shahidul and I were doing doors. We got a great response. I know that Muriel and Irfan and others have done letters to contact their friends. I don't know if Mary Jo made it, but she sent something into the Independent. It's just been so gratifying to have wonderful support from the Democrats here in Hopkinton. This is going to be a critical part of the election. So thank you for that. We're entering this very challenging time where partnership is going to be so important on 2 different levels. For the state, you know, I look forward to hopefully working with Karen Spilka and others. You know, we are facing this right-wing assault on our democratic values, and it's going to be up to the Massachusetts legislature to protect those rights that we've been fighting for our whole lives. So I look forward to working with Karen, Jack Lewis, who I think may be here, Priscilla, who knows who else, but we'll see how that plays out. But also, all of the issues, and Mr. Gentile as well, Representative Gentile. In terms of national partnership, look at the issues that we face here in Massachusetts, whether it's the environment, or whether it's affordable housing, or education. All of those issues are going to require partnership between local communities like Hopkinton and Holliston the state government and the federal government. And what better champion do we have to work with than Senator Ed Markey? It would be an honor to work with him. I just think he's done such a great job leading the country. We're facing the issue of our lifetime with climate change and the climate crisis, and I think he's been out front. He's been leading us. We need to continue to be supportive at the state level, but we also know there's going to be fights nationally. We have 7 days to go in this campaign. I know we're all tired. Please, anything that you can do in the next week. We cannot take anything for granted. We've been there before in 2016. I hate to even mention that year. Of course, I also think of 03, 78, and 86 because I'm a Red Sox fan, but at least that worked out. But seriously, the most important thing that you can do in the next week is to let your friends know how important it is to vote. If we get our people out to vote, the people that lean Democrat, the other ones that lean Democrat, the Democrats, if we pull them all out to the polls by next Tuesday, we will win this election. So thank you all. I really appreciate it. Let me now just say that it would be an absolute honor to work with Karen Spilka and our Senator, U.S. Senator Ed Markey.
Thank you, James. Thank you, James. So we're out here in Hopkinton, and Carolyn did just such an incredible job all of these years, just absolutely fabulous. You know, representing the soul of Hopkinton, and now she's passing the baton on to James. And while Hopkinton is known as the place where the marathon starts, for the final 7 days in an election, it's a sprint. It's a sprint. And I won my first race for state representative by 120 votes. Wow. And I look back at that, and you will too, James, on the day after the election, and you'll say, thank God I rang all those doorbells in the final 7 days. Thank God I did all those stand-ups in the final 7 days. Thank God every last piece of literature got delivered in the final 7 days, because it's a sprint. And in politics, only the paranoid survive. So that's where we are with James. That's where we are with 7 days left to go. And you can all be MVPs in this final 7 days. All you need is a good pair of walking shoes to be MVPs, and MVP will just stand for more volunteer packets for the final 7 days. Ringing those doorbells, making sure the calls are made. That's how Carmen got there. That's how Dave Magnani got there. That's how Carolyn got there. And that's how Priscilla just won her state representative race, just out there working hard. And Karen and I, we started the same way as state representatives, just trying to go door to door, doing that work, standing out, you know, completely and totally oblivious to how anyone might view you as they're driving by. You know, you're just out there doing the work, trying to earn their votes. And so we're in Massachusetts. We're not just the Bay State, we're the brain state. And you gotta send brains up there, okay? In order to be the 2% of America, you know, that's talking to the other 98% of America, right? And Metro West is a special place. Metro West is a special part of Massachusetts and a special part of our whole country, you know, because it's not just an area that has strong values and a conscience, but it also knows it has to infuse capitalism with that conscience. And Metro West does believe in capitalism, but it's capitalism with a conscience, to do the right thing, to make sure every child gets the education they need, to make sure every family gets the health care which they need, to make sure that immigrants are treated with respect, to make sure that we are what it is that we want the rest of our country to be. And so in a lot of instances, we go first, and then the rest of the country follows us. That's what Karen's been doing as our Senate President on climate change, on the Dobbs Act, on funding education, funding mental health. In each instance, it's Karen who is up there making sure that coming out of Metro West, that we are leading the whole country That's what you send up to the State House. That's who James is going to be. He's going to be somebody who brings his whole life's experience, his great leadership ability to the State House, and then partner with this incredible delegation from Metro West to be capitalist. And there's no question that Metro West believes in that, but also to have that conscience which we need for every child to be able to maximize their God-given ability. So we thank you all so much. I only won by 120 votes. Okay, and so right now James has put in the work, and he just needs your help, your hand, for those final 7 days, and then you will have someone who you can all be as proud as possible of, and joining Kate Donahue. By the way, you know, what delegation can send Kate Donahue and Priscilla and James up at the same time?
And Jack Lewis.
And Jack Lewis, oh my God. Jack, I mean, this whole delegation is just so spectacular, and we just need to make sure we finish this off in 7 days. We do not, in Metro West, do we, Norma? We do not agonize, we organize, okay? And the final 7 days gives us a chance to see this political machine, which is the,
Sometimes we agonize.
Yeah. But then you ring the doorbells, okay? You make the calls. So James now is ready to give the final instructions to this incredible gathering.
I was going to say, see Darlene or Jeff Myers,
There
my
it is.
campaign manager, if you want to help.
Instructions.
We have food if you want. I'm Italian, so there always has to be food at these events. That's one of our rules, so we do that. 2 quick final shout-outs. Hopkinton Zone, Liam Horseman, thank you for taking me. Spencer Denishevsky was a Markey alumni who helped run my campaign. He's back at school, couldn't be with us,
That's
so thank
great.
you. And then also the laborers, the very first labor union to endorse me.
The laborers.
Walter, Gardner, and everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for coming. Please enjoy. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here.
This event has the highest quality of issues and candidates and cholesterol of any event I've been in this year. So come on, Joe.